Ladies and gentlemen, we move ahead to our next presentation, which will be about knowledge presentation in regards to retail-arity after artificial intelligence for consumer-centric retail. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, bringing this to you from Style Humor, the artificial intelligence that reduces uncertainties from retail. You have to visit their booth, which is H54, and get a chance to win the Amazon Echo device. And since we're talking about Style Humor, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I call on stage Mr. Ganesh Subramaniam, founder and CEO of Style Humor, to take us forward with the knowledge presentation in regards to retail-arity, artificial intelligence for consumer-centric retailer. Mr. Subramaniam, I welcome you on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ganesh Subramaniam. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's not an easy session. I think just before lunch. And I'll ensure that the next 10 minutes will give enough food for your mind for sure. Can I have the presentation on, please? So you all have been listening to a lot about technology, right? In retail, the future is all about technology. Should we wait for the exchange of cards? I would request if the audience can collect the meet the panelists maybe later at lunch. For future of retail is not about technology, is as much about anthropology. For what's the point of having technology? It's to understand this human, which is this consumer. Now I'm going to take you through some of the key shifts which is going to happen in the next, what is already happening globally and how is it relevant for Indian retail. Most of retail today is happening at the level of transactions. It's going to move from transaction to interactions, where you understand the customer deeply and start to interact and move closely to intimacy. So that's the direction. For you to do that, the customer today, it's participating in the consumption. It's no more the consumer. Today's consumer is somebody who wants to have a control, have a say on the experience that he or she is having. So I would call it a presumption, which is the new consumption. How do you involve this customer into the process is to move from monologue. Are you a retailer just pushing things to your consumer? Are you having a dialogue? Even in social media today, are you just having conversation? Or are you just pushing your thoughts? So that's a shift which is happening. All marketing is moving from communications to making deep connections. So it's not about what you are publishing. It's about the connections that you make, what your consumers are talking about you in the marketplace. From a convenience perspective, it is no more just convenience. We have talked about enough. It's about moving from convenience to hyper-convenience. But just to give you an example, Amazon is moving from the movement called I want it movement to I have it movement in 16 seconds. Now that's the shift in the response time between the wanted to have it movement. Is it moving? Yeah. Loyalty, a lot is being talked about. How do I retain my customer? A lot of discussions is about earn and burn. Are you still in this space? You really need to move into make deep, meaningful connections. What does that mean is that you don't sell products anymore, you sell memories. That's when you are connected. How many of you travel and when you come back, you fill your refrigerator with your mementos? But when your customers leave your shop, do they really carry memories from your store? How do you create those memories? So it's all about show and tell rather than buying and selling. Moving from selling merchandise to selling memories, which we talked about. We will cover very shortly how do we do all of this. Are you selling products? And how do you move to platform? Now, what does that mean? For example, Nike used to be selling shoes. Do you remember Nike for shoes? But they moved to selling shoes to selling health, right? Nike Plus is a platform they created where they help you improve your health by using the Nike ecosystem. So what is that relevant for you in your business? For moving from products as commodities to an integrated experience, I'll show you very quickly about a very short video about how can you create an integrated consumer experience. When you do that, future of retail is all about creating a life inside your four walls. It is no more architecture. It's not the facades, it's not the lighting that you're doing, it's not interior design anymore, it is the software that you're creating within the four walls. So retail is no more in a box right now. Even the DLF person was talking in the previous panel, it's talking about, I will connect the consumer when they come, I will ensure that who is coming, brands can publish. So it's not the architecture of DLF anymore. It is about the communication, it's the software of the mall which is going to interact with the consumer. So what is the new role of the store of the future is a data collection center. It is not to sell products anymore. Therefore, you really need to be asking, am I collecting data from my retail points? How much data I collect per square feet will be the metric of the future. For future, the brands will be ritualizing and creating behaviors. They won't be just the logos or badging. Today, we talk about brands largely in this space. How are you going to create rituals? Rituals could be my entry ritual, my welcome ritual, all of that. So you start to become a story owner and no more a product owner. For that, merchandising will move from merchandising for stores to merchandising with the consumer. So are you co-creating your products with the consumer? What are the inputs that you are taking with the consumer and co-creating with them? A lot of people, including ice creams, Hindustan Unilever has done an experiment where you can go and create your own ice cream at the shop. So that's when you start to create products. So what are you going to measure? In future, so far we talked about footfalls into my store, right? In future, it's all going to be about voice falls. What is the voice falls are you creating? Not just the footfalls. Because that's the brand will be measured. So just to give you an idea of what could be the metrics of the future, right? These are just imaginations. Data per square feet, ideas per square feet, engagement per square feet, senses per square feet that you are touching. Today using technology you can do all of that. How many surprises are you creating per square feet and how many delights are you creating per square feet? And all of this will be measurable with the technology which are going to come. And some of the case studies we'll see very soon. For the future, successful shops will speak like a magazine, change like a gallery, sell like a shop, share like an app, and build loyalty like a club. And they will entertain like a show. Can you play this video, please?
Fashionable, accessible, and seamless. Alibaba has opened a new fashion AI concept store right next to Hong Kong Polytechnic University's fashion faculty, where academics, engineers, and fashionistas are working together to envision the future of fashion retail. Check into the concept store with a mobile Taobao ID code, and shoppers can opt into a face scan for a more personalized experience. You can browse around like you would at any clothing store. The difference is that items you pick up from the RFID-enabled clothing rack will automatically show up on the mirror. The smart mirror also shows personalized mix and match options to complete the look. It also directs shoppers to where other suggested items can be found inside the store. For people that like to try before they buy, like me, there's no need to carry around a pile of clothes while you shop. Just add items to your virtual shopping cart and head to the fitting room, hands-free. There's more to the fashion AI concept store than its futuristic appeal. Real-time analytics enable staff to move much faster and provide customers with an efficient, stress-free experience. It also helps brands maintain their inventory. Before entering the fitting room, where there aren't any cameras installed, the staff scan your Taobao ID code to connect your account to the mirror. Use the mirror to look through the selected items and update size and color changes. The mirror will alert staff to bring in the garment or shoes in a new size or color. With Fashion AI, you never have to worry about how to put an outfit together. Can't make up your mind? Shoppers can also browse through a virtual wardrobe on mobile Taobao to see the clothes they've tried in store and explore more mix and match options from other brands on Alibaba's e-commerce sites, Taobao and Tmall.
As you can see here, that products are no more, the products are interacting with the customer, and the experience is very, very personalized. So that's what is happening in the future. Future of retail is just not retail. What I talked about is it's machine intelligence plus retail. You saw in the previous case study of how machine is talking to the human and providing a very customized service. So just to look at in retail, one of the things we talked about, how do I plan merchandise for the store? If you just do Google Trends of traditional assortment planning, merchandise planning, and machine learning, you can see machine learning is skyrocketing in terms of even the Google search, right? So first question to ask is, are you using machine learning in any form in your retail right now? Can I do that? And we'll see how you can go about. In future, the risk will be converted into reward by only one simple formula, that in any business, risk is inversely proportional to knowledge. Now the question is, if you have to reduce business risk, you have to improve your knowledge. So how do you improve your knowledge? That's where AI comes in, right? And AI comes in provided there is enough data. For every positive leap in the world has happened through lift in intelligence, right? Now, how do you go about it? What is AI, right? Look at the technical, leave the technical aspects of it. It is about pointing a dog in a photo full of cats. It's basically clustering of all the data you have. Imagine the dogs and the cats are nothing but all your customer transaction data. It could be just your consumers. You can actually classify all your consumers through artificial intelligence. So AI is all about data, data, and data. Now the question I would ask all of you is, how many of you really know that you are collecting as much data as possible? Just raise your hands. Do you collect enough data from retail, whatever you're running? Second question I will ask you is, are you really making use of all the data? Now, yesterday in a panel moderation, when I asked this question, for the first question, we got most of the people raise their hands saying that we are collecting enough data. When I asked them, do you really use this data sufficiently? Only 5% of the people lift their hands, which means that we are not doing enough with what we already got. But there is a lot which can be done with the data that you already have. Data is not anymore spreadsheets. Now, data can be just beyond your industry. Just see how some of the problems are getting solved. You can evaluate an economy by just looking at the swimming pools in that country through satellite photographs, which normally you wouldn't realize. You can detect Alzheimer through audio recordings of people, which is not the normal way of treating Alzheimer's or even discovering Alzheimer. You can calibrate investments in agriculture by just drone images of farmland. So the information today can be also from the public media that you're talking about. And any one of you want the deck later, we can share it. Some of the life-changing AI application. I want to leave a thought with you saying that how AI can impact various areas, AI could actually correct all the tests and grade students automatically in seconds. This is what it can do for teachers. It can accurately identify and predict brain tumors. It can actually order and identify how many guests will come. It can predict the number of guests in a restaurant. It can predict people's lips. Now imagine, hearing impaired people can now attend any classes because machine is able to decipher that for them. It can do soil analysis for farmers. It can actually understand what's inside your refrigerator, right? If you're sitting at home, and it can tell you what recipes that you can do with what you already have. Now imagine, and the last one is very, very critical, that if you are doing an industrial farming and you have a camera in your tractor today, how do we kill pests today is to bombard all the pesticide onto the plants, assuming that if not there any pest, it will get killed, right? Now, using cameras in tractors, we can identify exactly where the weed is, and you can actually spot pesticide only that area, reducing overall pesticide on plantation itself. I'll just skip this for want of time. Now, just look at it. If I asked you 10 years back, who would win Emmy nominations, everybody would have said some names from Hollywood. But what's happening right now is these two guys are winning lots of Emmy nominations. Why? They understand the customer a lot better than others. Therefore, Hollywood is not winning as much as Amazon and Netflix, purely because they have a lot more data than the rest. So I just want to introduce at this point of time what we do at Stylumia using AI. A short video there.
How do you make the world's most complex, fascinating, unpredictable, volatile, and transformative business uncomplicated? Meet the AI that provides the technology the fashion business needs to create tomorrow's trends today. Stylumia Apollo predicts fashion wins and losses before they undergo the test. Stylumia Iris, real-time feedback for predicting consumer attention on visuals. The Stylumia Market Intelligence Tool, computer vision for ranking global trends. The Stylumia Fashion Intelligence Tool, visual business intelligence for your data. Stylumia Muse, create machine-generated winning designs. Stylumia Runway comprehensively captures 100% of runway insights. Predict tomorrow's trends today. Be the first to see the change. Machine-generated designs. Double the chance of creating winning products. Real-time results. Global data sources. Sophisticated AI. Stylumia. The AI that's not just a solution, but a revolution.
What we do in fashion is applicable for all industries. We are fundamentally a prediction company. Any amount of data you give us, as long as it has all the parameters attached to it, we can predict whether what will happen to a customer, when will they shop again, whether it is consumer recommendations, or into predicting whether a product will sell in the future or not. Now, I just want to leave you with some thought starters for you. One, in tomorrow's winning leaders, either those are the one who will make it happen. You can be in any of these areas, or they will allow things to happen, let it happen, or you wonder what happened. Now, I would leave the choice to you in terms of which bracket, because lots of technology you will listen, but what is important is that when is the right time to choose. In this technology age, what is very important is you keep experimenting. Do and learn rather than waiting for it to be perfect. If you want to be 100% sure, you'll be 100% late. Now the question is, how fast are you adopting any of these? So there will only be two types of businesses, the quick and the dead. What I want, as Stylumia, what we are doing is we want to enable that the environment understands what AI is, what are the various practical applications, are you AI ready? So we are creating a handbook. If anybody wants to have a possession of this handbook, it will be free, and we will ship it to you. You can go and register in our stall, which is H54, and you'll also get a freebie when you go there. Thank you very much.